Moving on now, on a daily basis, the number of Nigerians living below the poverty line increases.
According to the World Bank Poverty Clock, 6 people fall into extreme poverty every minute. In spite of different social intervention programs initiated by the federal government, Nigeria is still ranked the poverty capital of the world.
President Muhammadu Buhari recently promised to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty, but it is becoming glaring that government alone might not be able to achieve this feat. The Heal the World movement is now taking the lead in providing support to the poor and vulnerable. We have in the studio the President Heal the World movement, Tola Olukilede. I hope I got it.
Oh yeah, Olukilede.
Olukilede, okay. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Yeah,
100 million Nigerians in poverty, and the President talked about lifting Nigerians out of poverty, but there's a program for 10 years. Why did your organization decide to cash in on this issue?
Well, before the President proclaimed that, we have started a long time ago because we saw it. We started 1999 because we saw it that the way things are going, people will be getting more poorer. The economy is not getting fine. And when you look at the world economy, things are not right. Even in developed countries, there are poor people. Not to talk of developing nations, not to talk of countries like Nigeria. We don't know whether we are developing or we are retarded. So when you look at those things, you know that, well, there is no way poverty will not increase. When you see that there is no formidable program to even improve the economy. So
the government has social intervention programs.
To me, those social interventions programs are not practical, they're not feasible.
Why do you
to
think
me, so? I believe it's quite like a political something because can they point out how many people
spending 500 billion naira?
Really? Yeah, they are spending money, but I've not seen it. It's not changing the life of the people. It's not showing in the economy. It's not showing in the life of the people. If the government is spending such money, because looking at what our movement is doing is when you touch lives, you see the life being changed. Okay, you give somebody...
It doesn't happen immediately. It's over
Takes time.
Well, for how many years will it take? Is it going to take a lifetime for the change to be seen? Because now, for example, you need like 100,000 to change your life. The moment I give you that 100,000, and you apply the 100,000, something must happen in your life that everybody will know.
That will take time because as you give it to me, I must have a plan that works.
Okay.
And then there are environmental factors that will enable the work for you to see the changes that you were talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Now, somebody who want to improve his life, did you give him a template of how to apply what you are trying to do? So some people collected this money, they don't even have this slightest idea of how to multiply the money. Because when you are given something, you must have ideas how to multiply it. Because if you don't have that idea, that money can go down the drains within one day.
Okay, so where do we go from here now? The social intervention program of the government will continue to run. NGOs like yours will continue to give to the needy and do all sorts to ensure that they reduce the poverty index of Nigeria. So where do we go from here?
Yeah, I think the government have to be more practical. There are so many things that probably the government could do that will, give people, that could reduce the poverty level. Everybody knows today that in Nigeria, when you give somebody a work to do, you are almost bringing down his poverty level. Okay, many people are jobless. Now, the environment should be in such a way that there should be jobs everywhere. Now, our streets are dirty. Okay, there is dirty everywhere. Why can't we employ people
There are people saddled with that responsibility already.
But they're not doing it fine. Maybe they're not employing more people to do that.
All right.
Okay, because people are jobless.
Okay.
The cities, the streets are dirty. The people that are saddled with it are not doing their job, which means they lack hands.
Right.
They need to employ people, and the moment they employ people, they break down the poverty
We have
level.
to leave the discussion here now. Tola Olukilede, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Breakfast.
All right, so looking at the poverty situation in the country now, how far can NGOs like yours go in reducing the poverty index and ensuring that people are empowered?
I believe that the NGOs, especially those who really want to do it, can go a long way to reduce it. First, through empowerment, gathering people together, teaching them what they can do. Because when you are working with your hands, there are a lot of opportunities in Nigeria. When you are working with your hands, you earn money. And that money becomes your own that could reduce your poverty level. That's number one. Then number two is through education. Because when you're educated, then you can think for yourself. You can innovate. You can do so many things. But when you are not quite educated, because today, in today's world, we need education because the world itself is going digital and you need to keep pace with the world. So if you want to really move with the world, you need to be very educated. So education and empowerment, if embarked by the NGOs, can go a lot way to do that.
And you have been doing this, or let me say your NGO has been on this for the past 10 years, so to speak. What were the challenges that you have encountered so far in trying to help people out of poverty?
Mostly we try to manage our risk in that area, that is to reduce our challenges, because we monitor the people that we reach out to.
How many people have you been able to help out?
There are thousands, because on our list, every year there are not less than 500. Every year, continuously from 1999 to date, there are not less than 500. There was a time it was over 1,000. But because of economic situation and lack of support from other Nigerians who could support us in this area, we have to reduce the number to our manageable budget level. So we keep on, what we do mostly is training people who does not have the ability or the capacity to be trained in education. So we embark on the training because we know that when you are trained, then we have reduced the problem by half. Then if you are not good in training, because we maintain that for every student that we train, you must be above 60% in class. The moment we found out that you are not up to 60%, we suggest to you that you go for some vocational training, which will empower you to be able to know, do something. Well. Yes, and that's what we have been doing.
Okay, if you look at it in Nigeria now, we have a lot of people, out of school children, and people who seemingly don't know where to get the next meal from. Apart from the social intervention programs that the government has initiated, what more can be done to assist NGOs and, of course, to ensure that these children and these young ones are taken out of the streets and given proper shelter?
Yeah, this is where government should work with serious NGOs. They should identify them and ensure, because the NGOs know how to do it better. And then
really?
Government, yes, and the government cannot monitor because the thing is too big for government to do. So let government advise some NGOs and then monitor them, supervise them, and make sure that they are doing it through their data generating medium. If you say you are helping 100 people, they must find the 100 people. You must have their database with you, and then monitor their achievement, their in school or whatever area. Right. So through that, government will go a lot way to reduce this poverty level we are talking about.
All right.
Thank you, Tola Olukilede, for your time.